Please work. Please work. Please work. We're working. It's working. Hot diggity dog.
It's working. Hot diggity dog. It's working. Hot diggity.
That should be a meme. Hot diggity dog. It's working. Ding, 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 ding. Good morning, everybody. If you're not familiar with who we are the Happy Oyster Show, coming to you from the Oyster Cave, and I am your host, Bart Burke. What's doing? Last week, we were going to be glass blowing this week, but a couple of things came up, and anyway, plans changed. Anyway, it gave me a chance to go to the 26 Federal Plaza. 26 Federal Plaza in down lower Manhattan is where the Army Corps of Engineers are. I got a story about that, but I got to back up for a minute. It's all good. Good morning, Brian. How are you? We're working on sponsorships. We're thinking about that kind of stuff. Yeti happened to be one of them. Carhartt, Grundy's, Muck Boots, Garmin. These are all potential sponsors of the Happy Oyster Show. Once we get ourselves out in the Bay, which is coming. Right now, it's kind of a middle-aged, how to start up blog, business, whatever. It's all good. I'm having fun. This is my therapy, talking with you guys. And our show would not be half as much fun if it wasn't for all of you guys. Please tell and share and do your thing with everybody that you know. Instagram and YouTube are two of our favorites and probably going to be our only social media very, very shortly. We might still keep that Twitter thing going on a little bit on the side. But if you want to get a hold of me, again, we're talking about image. We're talking about logo. We're talking about stepping it to the future. Instagram and YouTube logo only. Period. If you want to get a hold of me, this is how you get a hold of me. Bang, you go to there. Boom. One. We're getting too fractured in my eyes. Way too fractured. How many emails you got? How many of this you got? Oh, I got And how the hell do you keep track of all that shit? Boom. Simplify. 2. 1, 2. That's it. That's where I'm going to go. Let's see what happens. You know what? The nice part about it is we can guess and test and go on our happy way. I busted my glasses. These are my old glasses. We're talking about gear. I got some gear I wanted to show you guys, but my glasses broke. Of course, where'd they break? On the boat. Okay. Whatever. I can go. I'm going to Walmart, get myself a new set of glasses. I'm also going to think about maybe some sport glasses. Some of them sport jobs that go wrap around all the way that you would use like playing sports. Just a thought. All right, last week. Let's get right into it. Last week I went glass blowing. I could not show you anything when I had broadcast because after you do your thing, you have to set it into a oven. And the oven has to kind of like slowly bring it down. It's like 2200 degrees thereabouts when it's sticking on a rod like this. And it's, you turn the rod and the whole thing turns around. This is my snowman. This is my very first piece that I ever made. It was hot molten glass lava on a stick and on a steak. And then you use these things called jacks that come in and they're these big steel things. And while you're spinning it and you cut these things off, and this is a solid one piece, and it's called my snowman. And that is my very first piece that I've ever made out of glass. How beeping cool is that? Shall I go on? You guys want to keep on going? I'm kind of proud of it, so what the hell? Then I made a paperweight. Kind of the same principles, but you're going to form it a little bit. But here we introduce color a little bit into the clear. Again, you don't know you kind of get an idea what color it is, but it's like a powder and you roll this hot molten look in there and then you do your thing and twist it around. How much coffee have I had? I don't know. I had almost down to this one, and I had one of these from the deli, my lunch. I'm going to share my breakfast. Somebody asked me earlier, just before I came on, hey, having a tasty breakfast? I'm like, yeah, I am. This one's pretty much done, and this one's still hot. This thing, I'm telling you, I get up about 6 o'clock in the morning. I was down at 7-Eleven at 6:30. Filled this thing up. It's still hot. I'm pretty impressed with this product, I got to admit. And in order to sponsor it, you got to be impressed with it. Way hotter than that paper cup. I mean, this is almost scalding. Like I cannot take like a glug, glug, glug. And there's still at least half of it left. Paperweight, color, yellow and green. I thought she turned out pretty cool. and it stands up. So now you went through 2 of those things. Now it's time to make a steer. Boom. I made, now here's where it gets interesting, okay? A little hole in there, okay? It's hollow. Bada boom, okay? It holds there, makes a whistle. Boom, globe. And you break it off, tink, and then you would put it in the oven for a relaxing time of 12 hours. Down to 1,000, then you take it out and let it cool, and then you don't. If you don't, and you just leave it out, it has a tendency to shatter because glass cools down so rapidly. You only have a certain amount of time to work it, and then you have to put it back in the fire. So you work it for a little bit, put it back in the fire, come back out, work it, put it back in the fire, whatever you're going to do. Everybody says if you inhale, whatever. It takes quite a bit to blow one of these things, to get it going. Once you get it going, then you're using a lot of gravity and you're forming, and that's where I was really starting to kind of take hold. Globe. So now, once you make the globe, once you make that, now you get a little feeling. Again, this is coming up here now, day 2, okay? Boom. I made this, okay? I made this. Yes, it is not perfect. No, but it is really, really, really cool. Okay, I am proud of this. Okay, it's got quite a lip on it. It's not sharp, but it's thick. Like, you know, if I knew more, I could probably draw this out a little bit more and whatever. I got the principles of how it's done. Next one comes along, getting a little cocky. Okay, starting to get, and it started to get, when you started to put this in here, it started to collapse a little bit on itself, and it's tough to get it back in, so you stick it back in, you do this, and then you're breaking it, and then coming off, was not, and it cracked. But I wanted to keep it. This was my last piece that I made. I kind of showed my progress. This is really thick, and you can see how the walls are getting thinner, and we're getting better. Same amount of glass, roughly. I really, really had a cool time, okay? I enjoyed myself immensely. I can't wait to go back. I cannot say enough for SAW and their facilities. Again, that was last week. On the way home, you know the 54. This is the original picture of the 54. This is the truck that's outside of the barn right here. You guys see it on occasion. This is the original picture. This is kind of like my instruction sheet. Anyway, there was a place called Adler's, and you might want to check it out, Adler's Antique Auto in, I'm not going to come up with it. It's someplace there in New York State, up the state New York, north of Yonkers, north of Poughkeepsie. It's about an hour south of Albany. Adler's Antique Auto. Acres, mowed down aisles, both sides of the aisle, 54, 55, 56, GMC, Chevy, no Fords. I didn't see too many Fords. He had a couple of Volkswagens. He just was collecting, and he was loving life. He was a chemist by trade, a sweetheart of a dude, cancer survivor like myself. We had an instant bond. He worked for Sloan Kettering, the same place that treated me and him at the time. He's 20 years now. I'm coming up on 5. It's so we just hit it off. Workshop, the whole, beautiful, man. I mean, beautiful. Was it immaculate? No. Did he have everything he needed? Yeah. Did he have a spray booth? Yeah. Did he have? This guy is good to know. I had a great time on that. I just had a great weekend last weekend. You got to recharge your batteries. You know, you got to recharge your batteries so that way you can get to do battle again. Because I knew going away that I didn't hear from the Army Corps of Engineers, and I was not going to let that deter I knew I had a problem on Friday. They said they were going to talk to me, and they didn't email. And then, you know what? I'm like, okay, it's okay. No need to get pissed off. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, which leads me into this week. Had a great week. Had a great meeting. Kind of thought I was going upstate, whatever, but I knew I had to get into New York City, and I had to go down to 26 Federal Plaza in Lower Manhattan. Lower Manhattan is where Ground Zero is. This is the first time I've been down to Ground Zero since the event, per se. That horrific event that I lost some friends in that event. I lost some customers in that event. It was very close by. So this is the first time I've been there. So it was a little, went right by the whole shooting match. That's a whole nother story. I dealt with my own deals. God bless America. Security to get into 26 Federal Plaza because of the event is extremely difficult. Driving into 26 Federal Plaza is a pain in the ass. I should have, again, it's only roughly an hour and a half-ish ride into Manhattan on a good day. But I was going to take the train, no problem. That'll get me in there. I want to be there right when they open. I don't want to mess around, man. I want to be there. I'm prepared to sit my ass on there and wait until I'm going to get to talk to somebody that's going to give me the answers that I need to know. Do you have it? Do you need anything else? And thank you so much. And again, you got to go in there with humble pie, man. I am not going in there loaded with, everything you got to give them both barrels, fists are raging and no, it's the other way around. You're going over there with your tail between your legs and hello, how are you today? My name is, and I'm just inquiring about a application that I sent in, and can you help me? Those two words right there. Can you help me? Those two words. You got me? Very powerful to help people want to help other people. Okay? Can you help me? Do not be afraid to ask for help. I got my answers. I got them a lot quicker than I thought. The thing about taking the train in, too, by the way, is that the next train out of there was like 9 p.m. Back out east of Long Island. Again, it's only an hour and a half away by train. So I drove in. And again, it's $50 for the parking, $50 worth of gas, $10 plus dollars, more than that. I don't know. You put the Easy Pass on there. You don't even know how much beeping money they're charging you when you go underneath the tunnel. You just bloop. Yep, you keep going. I don't work. It's crazy, man, but I know it had to be at least $10, $15 because it used to be back when I had to reach in my pocket for a good old American green dollar and put that down. But whole nother ball game. It's bizarre how the world is changing, and it is exciting. Oh, I'm pretty jacked up, as you can tell, because I had a great meeting at the Army Corps of Engineers. Went in there, humble. They were very, very nice. When they started to look at it and put 2 and 2 and 2 together, that, wow, you're coming from a distance away, and it's awful early in the morning, and this is the most populated city of the world, one of the most populated cities in the world, and we are down in, Cop Haven and Security Central, and you're on my door at 9 o'clock. This took something for you to be here right now. They kind of got that, and that's exactly what I wanted to imply. And they were very polite, and they were very kind. But again, I was totally polite and fine with them, with my tail eating crow until the feathers stick out of your mouth. That's the only way that you're going to succeed. That was my father. Right there was my father. Eat crow until the feathers stick out of your mouth. So I did, and I really had a good deal, got out of there. I was home here. Granted, I left at like 4 o'clock in the morning to be able to beat the traffic, because if you don't leave at a certain time, you're just going to hit all this traffic. And you know what? Just leave early, get in there early, find where you're going, go get a cup of coffee. And that's exactly what I did. I had about 45 minutes to an hour to wait until the doors opened. Boom. Perfect. All right. Plan your work your plan. The security in this place was crazy, man. Just to get in the door, you got to show your ID. Boom. Oh, yes, Mr. Burke, go ahead. So go down there around the corner. Oh, my God, it's a full-on security. Take off your shoes. Open up your bag. Do you have any tools? Any kind of blah, blah, blah. Walk through the screen. Here's your shit back. Get it on. Hurry up. Get out of here. Boom. This is the visitors area of the Federal Plaza. It was a pain. So, didn't expect that, but I was in. And went up to the floor that I needed to, and it was all good from there. And bottom line, Bart, man, the bottom line is I asked him straight out at the end of our conversation. It was really plain and simple, and he knew where I was going. And I didn't give him an out on this. When should I check back with you? And it was like, what time? No, I'm going to check back with you. And when should I? He looked me straight in the eye. And this is what I liked. Okay. He said, you're not going to have to check back with us. And I'm like, boom, thank you so much, Mr. I'm leaving all names out, okay? Because I was pretty discouraged in the Army Corps of Engineers. But now when I went there directly and I talked with them physically, eye to eye, it was all good. Amazing what happens. Personal. Boom, boom. And respect, okay? It's all about respect. We talked about that before. All right. One of the new guys at Day joined. Really? Good for them. You went to Sloan too? Good man. Or woman. Now get out. Now get out. Oh, whatever. Again, our show wouldn't be half as much fun if it wasn't for you guys. So, bottom line, where are we moving with this thing? It looks like we're going to have some permittage here relatively soon. Please thumbs up, guys, if you can. Just help me out. It helps out with a lot of different things and status and pushing us up the ladder to be able on the search to get more people aware of what we're trying to do. Again, it's all about clean water. And happy oysters. And it looks like the sun is starting to come out. It's starting to clear up. I see some blue skies. That's a good thing because we have a project of painting the dormers. One side a year, we're painting the house. And this year, it's the front dormers up on top. We're scraped, we're primed, we've got one coat on some of it. And now I'm going to get another coat on the rest of it. And maybe a whole coat on the whole shoot match. Got to get that done before the weather gets nasty. We've cleaned up our garage really, really nicely. I'll take this off of here so that way you can see what's going on there. We're getting ready to put in the new table, the new old table, and we'll go from there. Which leads me to the gear section. Gear, image, sponsors, all of that stuff. Before I went last weekend, and I haven't had a chance to play with it because one thing led into another. I worked 2 days, blah, blah, blah. A special shout out to Great Gun Oyster, by the way. They're harvesting some little guns that they're coming out phenomenal. If you get a chance to get a little gun in your mouth, make sure to check it out. They're delicious. They're delicious. They're tasty. And I got to say, it's probably one of the best on Long Island right now. I bought a Garmin XYZ PDQ cheapo navigational aid, depth finder, whatever you want to call it. I got to be careful I don't fall off the edge here. I kind of opened up the package. Here's the unit itself. Fairly small. $300, something like that, with a ticket or a coupon or a promotion or something from West Marine. This was a no-brainer right here, man. $40 for 4 years. If I drop it, blah, 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 anything. The thing breaks for 4 years, brand new. No questions asked. Just bring it into the West Marine. Boom. Okay. I had to do it. I never do an extended warranty, but I know how tough I am on gear, and I know how tough the oyster gear is going to be getting, and all of the above, baby. So I went for the extended warranty in this situation. Normally, I never do it. I think it's a scam. This situation, I thought it was worth it. It's almost like an insurance policy, $10 extra a year. Boom. No brainer on that. I guess I'm going to have more on that. There's a transom mount. It comes down and it goes into the water and it goes parallel with the water line and it gives again, this is all new to me, boys and girls. So welcome aboard. I kind of understand looking at, I've seen other guys on other boats, but how to install it and how to this and how to that. There's a bunch of crap in there that's talking about keeping it away from high voltage wires and sonar lines and this, that, and the other thing. But I'm sure, hey, we can figure this out. It's not the end of the world. Moving on down the road, Carhartt. Carhartt clothing. Our local hardware store, again, evolving, changing, moving, trying to get to the next level. Local people, had an account there for years and years and years, know everybody, come in there pretty regularly. I happen to see the original owners who have passed it down to their kids actually to their daughter and son-in-law, and they're running a new building, and they're really doing a good job right here. West Hampton True Value, check them out. They added the Carhartt clothing line. So I've purchased a couple of things and whatnot, and one of them is one of these shirts with the button down, and then there's another one that they have that's just all the way around, no buttons, long sleeve. I'm always a long sleeve guy, and I'm always thinking, image. It's so important to have the right image, and we're getting closer and closer to actually being out on the boat, out on the water, and I guarantee you we're going to make a statement out there. That boat's going to make a statement, man. With a 9-foot tumbler on it, it's going to get around pretty quickly within the oyster community. That, holy shit, did you check that thing out? That thing is cool. We're going to be able to produce a pretty good. So we got an image. I cannot emphasize this enough. It's all about image, and it's all about keeping the image. And image can result all the way from how it looks to how you act, to your ethics, to everything about it, image, your logo, blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to be imperative that if we can, the crew, because obviously I'm not going to be able to do this all by myself. I think in order to really make a statement and show that you're serious and, hey, we're playing the game, and if there's anything I can do to help you, I will be more than happy to. And I want to always be approachable for other oyster farmers, especially new ones. Yeah, it is. Carhartt does have a name about them, and they kind of got cheap, but now I've gone back, and I am totally – they really make an extra large, okay? I've lost a little bit of weight in the past couple of weeks because I've been working so hard on Paul at Great Guns and with Paul and doing our thing, and it keeps you in shape. But Carhartt makes some great stuff now, and their sizes are true, which brings me to my first item for – there's a new guy that works over with Paul too is you might have seen him on when we had our one of his first days was we were live broadcasting from Paul's boat. This is back a little bit. His name is Patrick. Patrick's from California, and he was kind of, I never wear a hat, and it's starting to get a little chilly here, and it gets a little cold, and Aquaman, that's his nickname for me, Aquaman. He has to get in a wetsuit and he has to get in a drink, and he's chilly, but you've got a skull cap on. Again, it's waist deep water, but the wetsuit seems to help and work better because he's doing gear work. He works the gear, and Paul and I are on board, culling out and bagging oysters. So gear is important. These are brand spanking new straight leg flannel lined jeans. These are their entry. This is it. This is the new jean. Costs $40. The straight ones cost regular non-flannel, I can't remember, but less than $40. $40, okay? If you're a 36, get a 38. I'm a 36 now. I got a 38. These are flannel lined. I am not a fond lover of long underwear, okay? Now, flannel lined jeans, awesome. I think they're a must-have. I am not a super bad freeze baby, but after I got sick and whatnot and from recovery, I am a little bit more of a freeze baby. So those are kind of standard everyday wear. Again, in order to keep the image, you got to wear the same shit every day. Makes things simple. You don't have to worry about the This is it. This is your gear. Bike Man sweatshirt. That's what I used to wear all the time. Bike Man long sleeve t-shirt. That's what I wore. All right. I've been wearing them inside out, and they're about done, but whatever. The logo thing is giving me a little bit of a fit. I'm not going to get into it. It's got to get taken care of. I'm going to have to really grab the bull by the horns on this one. So we'll do that at what sometime. So Carhartt shirt, Carhartt pants. Next, the Carhartt hat. It's okay. It's not that great. Is this, this is going to be one item that we would probably sell. Either we embroider and we sell it to people. The same thing with our shirt, but there'll be certain crew ones and not. Again, that's down the road. But we're going to need it because the saying, it's priceless, guys. Priceless. Little logo on the top of that. But the thing I don't like about this is it doesn't go down far enough, and it kind of sits up there. Kind of reminds me if I was at the synagogue when I was a little boy. it's like it just wants to sit there, and it just doesn't stay on my head. So my hat's a little funky, and I got a boatload of hair. I'm not keen about their hat. We got to work on that. But I like the way it comes down all the way. My governor hat, that's a different story. Again, the hat might not have to be Carhartt. A little something different on that. Footwear. Footwear is probably a major. On land, it's going to be the Red Wing boot. Now, can everybody, my crew, again, we're going to have to subsidize. We're going to have to figure this out after a certain amount of time. I mean, that's $375 onto your feet for the land. Red Wing boots, as you guys know, all right, it is the best. The best boot. Again, you've got to take care of your guys. If you don't take care of your guys, they're not going to work. And if you get hurt, they're not going to work. So Red Wing boots on land, working in the shop, working on the dock, maybe, kind of. Okay. Now we're going to wet boots. And I've been so hesitant on wet boots, because I just don't get along too good with rubber pants. How am I going to get along with rubber boots? And my foot is a little funky, and it's pretty wide, and that's why I like Red Wing, and I'm really scared, but I wore the Red Wings on board a couple of times, and it was great. My feet didn't hurt the next day. It was awesome. But they are waterproof. They are fully waterproof, these Red Wings. But all day long in that salt water definitely is going to take its toll on them. And I kept on glopping them up and putting the sauce on them and all the bullshit. And yeah, I'm with you. But I really, and then you get out and we have a yard that we keep some of our bags and our cages on. And it was muddy because it's been raining, and it was just a mess. So I really had to pull the trigger. I did. I went for the Muck, again, from the local hardware store. They're no dummies. They're evolving with what's going on. Muck boot, sure. Rubber. Now, I am normally in the Red Wings a 9.5 triple E, really wide. Before I went to the Red Wings, I used to wear Timberlands, and I wore them 11.5, only because the farther out they went, the wider out they went, and it was just better, okay? Didn't hurt. And then after a while with the Timberlands, they would start to roll, and my foot would roll over the edge of the sole, which has then fucked up my back. I'd screwed up my back, okay? And then since I went to Red Wings and I got a full platform and there's no rolling, the rolling over the edge, boom, I'm good. One boot, 18 months, another boot, $375. I really love Red Wings. But now I got to go back up because there's no laces. There's nothing. I went to an 11. I've been taking them off and putting them on. A couple of days here recently, I knew that I'm working out on the boat. I put them on, and I left them on. And that was that. I left the house with them on, and I came home with them on, and the next day my feet were fine. Everything is all good. So much better than them stupid wader. Those wader boots kill me. All right, that was partly the problem. Why? I got to get another pair of waders too. Rubber pants, man. Rubber pants. I hate them. It makes it terrible. Part of the game, though. It's part of the game. It makes things fun. Rubber pants. All right, so we got mock boots. Again, these guys are going to be outfitted and looking snazzy, is what my ideas are. With that whole idea, of course, everything's going to be imprinted Grundies on the jackets and the wet pants. Hopefully, my system, you are not going to need waders to get in the drink. I don't think so. I think it's going to be too deep. So consequently, you're going to have the monk boots and whatever. And depending upon the employee, here you go. Employees are the toughest thing, okay? The toughest thing out there. I've been talking with a couple of different people. I've been on a couple of different projects too, and we're talking about people and running stuff and leadership and some players in the game and what's not just the aquaculture scene. I'm also talking about like farming in general. You know, guys that run some pretty big greenhouse operations. And what's the biggest problem? You know, it's second in command of the operations. And I'm going back to the shop now. The rest of the day, I got 3 or 4 interviews and whatnot. And you're looking to hire? Well, we're never stop looking to hire. This is words. and he's running a big organization. Employees are number one, and attitude is number two. And if you have the right attitude and you can actually nurture that attitude within your team, which sometimes is easier said than done. But that's where I'm at with that whole game. Make some coffee. Yeah, it's about time for me too. How long? Holy smokes, man, does that go by quick? Man, it's a lot cheaper than paying a therapist $100 to tell them your problems. I'm telling you guys what we're doing, and it's all good. I'm just kidding. You know, it's whatever works for whatever anybody. You gotta do what it takes. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys. You guys keep me going. You really, really, honestly do. Going live is just something. Ever since I did it, it seems to. I just have a good time every Saturday morning. Here we are. We hook up. We're like a little club. It's fun. I'm having a great time with it. I hope you guys are too. If you could do me a big favor and share it with everybody, I would be appreciative. Pump it out there. It sounds like we're going to have Army Corps of Engineers permit in our hand here relatively soon. How long do I wait? I don't know. I'm going to give them at least a week, and we'll see what happens. Maybe 2 weeks I'll give them. And then it's going to maybe have to be time to go back into 26 Federal Plaza and tail between my legs again. And hi, how are you? If I could get somebody to go with me and just drop me off and run around. Now that I know the ropes and how the hell to get in there, what it's going to take, where I'm going, all of the above, it's going to be a lot quicker. And the train schedule, you know, I could be in and out of there. I don't think I could make it though. The last train out of New York City to us before 9 o'clock at night is like 10 o'clock in the morning. And then coming back, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's a whole nother rant. Public transportation in the United States sucks. It's terrible. Go to Europe. That's how it's done. Boom. Trains are on time. You cannot miss it. The only reason you miss a train, or you know, there's no such thing as a late train in Europe. Sorry. You sit to watch on the thing. Huge rail system. All right. Looks like it's getting kind of nice out. I probably got a couple of hours. I'm probably going to get myself set up in here, wait for some help to come around, maybe Ralph or Freddie or whatnot. So that's where I'm at. Anybody got any questions? Anything going on? Oh, Calvin, we're always relaxing, brother. We're always relaxing. It's go, go, go. I'm getting more and more excited as time goes on. I thought I was getting a little dejected, but I didn't. I turned it around. It's all about attitude. I was really getting a little like they're out to get me. California's transportation isn't that good. What do I think about global warming? I thought it's called climate change. All right, I'll give you my views on global warming. I'm a science guy, I'm an engineer guy, I'm a practical guy. This is going to be a little bit obscure for you to understand, but with recent activities and whatnot, I got a really good feeling that you might just see my side a little bit. And right now you're saying, uh-oh, what's he got? It's pretty simple. If this is a pot and I want to make this pot heat up, meaning make the water that's inside of this pot heat up, I don't take the heat and hit it like this. Now, I understand that some of it might bounce off the lid and come back down again. I understand that. I got it. But it could be done. It's going to take a long time to do that. And the more bouncing, the more it happens too. Okay. But again, that's one thing. But if I really want to heat this cup up fast, I'm going to put the heat on the bottom. And it's going to, all of the heat is going to go in here and it's going to condense inside of this and get all nice and juicy on this product, liquid, water, whatever it is, inside, heating from the bottom. You got that so far? Before I move on, am I with you? All right. There's a lot of volcanic activity in the world right now. You hear about it. I just got a sneaky feeling, or just an idea, or just a thought, or a hypothesis, or just a theory, or whatever the beep you want to call it, that there's something going on underneath the ocean floor that is spewing out lava, and we haven't been able to detect it yet. But it's somewhere in that Asian Pacific rim of fire. And it's spewing out lava like man. It's heating up the ocean, and the ocean's heating up, and it's screwing up the weather patterns. And yeah, we're getting climate change. No ifs, no ands, no buts. I really don't. Is it the companies beforehand? It's all, but it's a combo platter. It's all of this stuff together that is causing climate change. I really don't give a shit how we did it or how it's happened. Whatever. What I care about is how we're gonna fix it. That's what I'm concerned about. How do we fix it? So, Brian, what do you think? I think it's a combo platter of everybody, Brian. It's not a question of the flat earth. I think the flat earth people are just cooked. I really do. Cooked. I don't understand it. That's what I'm saying. I'm a science guy. I told you my idea is a little bit obscure. Okay? Just a little bit. But we'll see. Okay? We'll see. I have been wrong in the past. I guarantee you. Global warming is hell, and we got to fix it, man. And it's possible. You like that one, huh, Sandra? I don't see climate change in Canada. It's mostly tax grab. I don't know. Yeah, you get taxed a lot up there, don't you? No wonder you're legal. It can't be fixed. We adapt and overcome. Ooh. Not a bad idea, John. Is this what we're getting into? Is this where we're going with this show today? Do we keep on going? What are we on? 37 minutes? We'll give it a minute or two. Adapt and change. All great people have to be able to adapt to change. Again, I think we got to try to protect what we got for sure. And we got to do whatever it takes to do it. But on the other side, we got to, we just got to respect, period, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to walk away to anybody that's talking about the flat earth. I'm not going to be able to hack it. That's just me. You can do all you want, man, but just don't drag me into it. Excellent question, Jonathan. Oh, James. I was hoping to maybe get some stuff to winter over this winter crop this winter over. That's going to happen we're going to have permits within weeks, and the boat's going to have to, whenever the boat gets in, the boat gets in, but it's going to have to, then you're going to start dealing with weather and whatnot. I don't know if we're going to get any type of seed or overwinter seed in the drink this year. I do envision stuff in the drink as soon as the weather, early March, late. Sometimes you have an ice event. We could have some ice event. And as soon as that ice event is over, I'm going to be setting out cages, surveying the situation, meeting people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I got to be honest with you, Bob, and I don't know where you live, Bob, but there's been some storms, man, that have just been hellacious, man, around on the East Coast, 100-year storm every 10 months, it seemed like. And there's something to be said about it. The water level is definitely rising. And the only way that the water level is able to rise is by the solar cap melt ice, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. And hopefully 30 grand. Where are you getting 30 grand? That's a lot of money. No, not 30 grand. That's a lot of dough. No. And the other part, too, is that, you know what else, the other key there, James, that you were giving out? Hopefully. That's another bad one. Let the greenhouse gases out. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's like opening up a gas. It just sits in the valleys. All right, I got nothing more for you. Why does galvanized steel rust? Because it's steel. I give up. Why? All right, gentlemen, again, I thank you so much. It's time to get to work. Sun's coming out. Here we go. We got somebody coming at the door. We got TJP in the house. I'm still on, TJP. You want to say hello? We were talking about all kinds of stuff. We're talking about image. We talked about Army Corps engineers. We talked about wearing the same thing. I went over some of my gear. And look, she's got her outfit on today, folks. Are you ready, Tony? Come over closer so they can see your logo. No, they can't see it.
Yeah, probably throw things at the screen.
Happy Oyster and Johnny. Thanks, Johnny.
Morning, everybody. How's everybody?
There you go. There's
James, John.
Got a whole bunch of people on today.
Brian, Bob, Daryl. Hey, everybody.
So, how was your week? Good? Did you have a good week?
Great.
Busy week, right? It was busy.
Busy, yeah.
It seems like, wow, bang.
I can't believe it's the tail end of October.
It is. Coming up on scallop season. Scallop season is November the 5th. So, we might have something. Soundtrack of Our Lives says hello to TJ.
Hey, soundtrack. Good morning, darling.
So, we're talking about maybe possibly getting the 54 Chevy into the garage. There's a lot going on this winter. We're going to have fun. So, please share it with all your buddies. Again, the Old Man Blog. And women are more than welcome to come on. I'm not going to call it a guy blog anymore. It's just an old man blog. The Old Man Blog. Guys, enjoy, have fun. Please share it with somebody. Please rate, comment, and or subscribe. Thumbs up if you can. Please, please, please. I really appreciate it. Johnny doesn't like Tom Brady. I don't blame him. Is it Devil? Devil. Yeah, I agree.
Beauty of the world. Beauty of the world.
All right, enough of that crap. Guys, thanks for tuning in.
I love Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, yeah. All right, guys, we'll talk to you. Daryl, Calvin, Soundtrack, Donnie, James, Brian. Love you. Calvin, John, see you. See you next week. End stream. Boom. Are you sure? Yes.